All right, Carrie, we're live.
Yeah.
So, Carrie Donatelli again is hanging out with us today. She spent a little time with us, if y'all remember, back in December. I think was it December, Carrie?
It was
Talking
December, maybe the end of November. I want to say it was beginning of December.
Okay, just talking year-end tax planning, financial planning, stuff like that. So, I asked Carrie to come back again today because she's one of the few people I know who actually gets money and finances and isn't. This sounds horrible. Isn't completely boring.
Thank you. I don't think that sounds terrible at all.
I used to be a financial advisor and wealth manager and I owned a wealth management firm. I don't know if I ever told you that. And it's so hard to find people who think with numbers and like can actually carry a good conversation. Yeah. So, okay. So here's what I want to talk about today with Carrie and ask your questions as always, everybody. This is live Q&A. This is the open season here. Carrie, I just want to kind of hear you talk through our financial choices for 2021, because a lot of us have had a really interesting 2020 year. We may have spent more money we wanted to, or maybe not made as much as we wanted to, or maybe we made tons of money and don't quite know how to sort that out. But ultimately, we got to make really wise choices getting out of a hole or not dipping back in. You know, a few years ago, a mentor of mine said, when I first started like making serious money, they said the hardest thing to do is not make money. The hardest thing to do is not budget when you don't have money. The hardest thing to do is survive having money. Mm-hmm. So often if we've had a really good year, that can actually become our downfall because we lose.
You just go crazy.
Yeah, you go crazy. You lose connection with reality. Yeah. So anyway, help us kind of get started. What do we start thinking about to really take action in 2021? Is it budgeting? Is it having a cash reserve? Is it, I don't, what is it?
I feel like the first step is to think about your goals financially, where you want your business to be. And there's no better time to start making better cash management decisions, better money decisions than the beginning of a year. Mm-hmm. So if you really want to make a change, now's the time to do it. And some of these are behavioral changes, but some is just a mindset change. So if you shift your mindset, I mean, so many of us, the natural human behavior says that we spend what we make. And
actually a little more than what we make, right?
Yeah. And so it's all, I've heard from tons of people, it's all relative and it is what it is. And I don't agree with that. So we have to kind of institute a smaller plates mentality so that you don't have this giant bucket of money. And my goal is to further like compartmentalize your cash flow so that you're still saving for taxes. So that you're reaching your financial savings goals so that you're paying yourself better and you're still able to pay your bills. So at the end of the day, it comes down to better cash management. So, I mean, a lot of us have had terrible years in 2021 or 2020, and we want to kind of change that. So we need to pivot our mindset and kind of embrace a new normal. I feel like we've all kind of done that with the masks and the distancing and all of that. But, I work with a lot of estheticians and like luxury service providers who've had to shut down. So we've pivoted our mindset and kind of started thinking outside the box as far as different ways to make money, how to maximize your cash flow, still pay those bills, still pay yourself, even with a lowered income.
Okay. So now I got questions popping up in my head. Andrew, by the way, welcome everybody else. Great to see everybody. So we got credit cards, right? Let's just play a scenario out here. Most of us had credit cards before 2020, but it just got worse in 2020.
Yeah.
Credit cards, cash is still tight, getting a little better. Do we start saving a little money and just putting it back for a rainy day, or do we pay down the credit card balances, or do we? I mean, if I could save $100 a month, is that enough? I'm just trying to make a scenario up here. Like, how do we? Right. Where do we go first? You said start with goals. I mean, what do the goals look like?
Well, for right now, I'm a newly certified Profit First coach. So Profit First at a high level is a cash management system. Okay. So you can do it all. You can still save for a rainy day, and you can take some of that money and pay down. I mean, some of the Profit First mentality is to pay down those higher interest debts first. And, you know, not say, oh, I've paid that off, I can take that money and do something else with it. No, you lump it on to the next thing that's a liability against your business or your personal life or whatever it is. So we work on paying those debts down. At the same time, you're still saving for a rainy day. So you have a little bit of a cushion. That's important too. So you don't want to take all your extra and throw it on this additional debt. You want to stay current and keep paying that bill. And you can, you know, as you pay things off, you just push more money on the next highest thing. So it doesn't have to be one or the other.
All right. So, hey, Karina Muller, welcome to see you. Great to see you. Welcome here. Great to see you. So, all right, let me just be really open and authentic and transparent here about my own situation. So we had an unusual year, right? We have a done-for-you agency. A lot of people in the same experience. We have a done-for-you agency that works within our world. We work with a lot of surgeons, and we also have this elite agency thing right here. We teach a lot of programs, mastermind, stuff like that. Andrew, awesome. Good to see you, man. Hey, the thing is, one of those, the done for you side of our business really struggled last March. Like we lost 90% of our income from that in like 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
And had to retool, rebuild, reimagine how we could help. And we got back up on the horse and started riding again as the year went on. So that's come back. Our training and education programs just took off through the roof because everybody wanted to reinvest.
Everybody's concentrating on professional development.
Yeah. So for me, I'm honestly great. Yeah, for real. Andrew, this is great stuff. Yeah. Financial clarity is a big pain point. Yeah. So true, Andrew. Thanks for that.
Big pain point.
So for me, I'm okay and feeling really good about cash right now, but I'm really scared still, you know? I mean, it feels like there's another shoe about to drop. And I don't think that's logical. I actually talked to my therapist about this recently. Like, how do I get over the fear of this? And she recommended that I do a couple things. One, just some mindset stuff. Okay, I know my ability to sell and my capacity to think of a new idea, my capacity to understand and find a market and figure out a way to sell to them. I get that. We teach a lot of that. That's great. That's a strong point for me. Yay. I can lean on that when I'm worried. But even still, like we typically travel for 4 to 6 months internationally every summer. I don't think that's going to be an option this summer anyway, just from pandemic stuff. But we're reinvesting in ourselves as a family. I'm personally buying professional development for me. Jill's buying professional development for her. We're putting our kids in things that are developing them versus some of the luxury stuff of travel and play, because we're trying to get better at the pivot and not just accumulate more stuff. Is that a wise choice?
It is wise. And as far as your worry about another foot dropping, I get it. And everybody here probably gets it.
Karina wants me. Yeah, Karina, I'll just travel to Alaska in the summer. That sounds perfect.
Oh, it's so beautiful there in the summer.
All right.
So, I mean, the profit first mentality also comes into this in that we're not investing the cash, the extra cash. It goes into, and we recommend as you're saving to remove the temptation from yourself to spend what you're saving and put it over here in an external bank, let it accumulate interest, put it in a high yield savings. So it's still liquid, but it's over here and it's out of your temptation zone. So, but it is, it's still accessible. So we aren't, we encourage investing and everything, but this is a cash system. So it's not taking your cash away. It's not saying, hey, put this over here in a CD and you can't touch it for 5 years. You have it available to you.
And that's really strong.
Making it a little harder, huh?
That's really strong because that builds. Yeah. It's nice to know
it's reassuring. It's super reassuring because I deal with the same kind of anxiety, and my solution is just to have a plan. And so I have a plan.
Yeah.
And it takes the guesswork out of everything, and you don't have to worry about that piece anymore. You've got a plan, just follow the plan. And sometimes we were talking about what the hardest parts is following that plan and keep doing that plan. And that's where another part of where I come in is as a Profit First coach, I help for accountability as well.
I love that. Oh, by the way, Roland, let's see. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Ronald. I see you there. I'm looking at my phone so I can see people's names. My wife says I need all the professional help I can get.
I think as wives, we probably all think that about our husbands or partners.
Love the honesty there. So on the cash thing, I remember, and Carrie, you've been in our mastermind. So remember that slide that I showed about that little Ziploc bag with the coins and dollar bills in it?
Yeah.
From 2012. And I literally every week made a promise to myself that I would say, we were so, oh my gosh, so painfully broke. I made a promise to myself that every week I would save some money. And every week I would literally put at least 25 cents in that little Ziploc bag. Some weeks it was $1. I mean, you've seen the picture of that Ziploc bag. It does, there's no 20s in there. And it's a sandwich baggie.
It's just change, and it all adds up. It is valid. That is, and Profit First is based on an envelope system, which is exactly the same thing. Like the author and founder of the whole system is Mike Michalowicz, and his mother budgeted with envelopes. She'd put cash, certain percentage of her cash in rent. And, once that money was gone for food, they ate beans for the rest of the month or whatever. So it's just compartmentalizing and organizing that money so that you're not overspending on expenses that you may not need. And it really helps keep in check your operating expenses. You're still saving for your profit. The profit is where your vacation fund is.
Yeah.
That's a bonus for being a good owner. I mean, we talked about this last week in the mastermind, or at some point in the mastermind, I remember talking about how the owner is your VIP. That's your company's best employee. And we need to be paying ourselves.
Yeah.
Because so often as owners or solopreneurs or however you have your business set up, we take a backseat and we do it to ourselves. So this is an encouraging system that helps us. If you're not paying yourself anything, 1% is a big increase. I mean, it might not be much money and you're like, why would I even take 1%? It is the practice of it. If the practice of those steps really gets into your head and it changes your mindset and you kind of start to see everything differently.
Yeah.
And that in and of itself is powerful for an owner.
Really is. Knowing you have a choice and a voice in the direction you want to set personally. We think of having a voice when we talk about where we are as people in our society. Do I have a voice in our culture? But having a voice in your own head with your own reality is really important. And knowing that even if I want to save 25 cents a week, $1 a week, or if I want to give myself a 1% raise just to do the action. Again, fear is a lot of this too. Like Jill and I just booked a little Airbnb house just for a week. We're going to, we're all doing virtual school. This is my life right here on the screen. So I take my laptop and yay. Her life is the same way. So, but it was a small thing, but it was a choice to say, we can be free. We can go experience something. We're going to a beach house where there's no city around us. There's no, we're going to order food in. We're not going to be COVID spreaders, just going to park it. But it gave us a feeling of empowerment to know we can breathe. We can stretch.
Yeah, we can still do this.
Yeah.
You can still get out of your normal routine, even if it's like I went to the mountains this weekend.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours from my house, but it was a change in my routine and I was able to reboot and reset, and it was amazing. It was exactly what I needed. So
I'm jealous. Carrie, you live near the Rockies. I know the drive from your area into the mountains. So all those roads.
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
It is. Oh my gosh.
And I mean, I could just pull off when you're on 70 West and it just opens up to this majestic mountain view. I'll just pull off and just watch. Just look at it.
For real. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I don't even ski. I just went to the mountains to get out of my apartment.
I know. It's so clean and fresh and everything's beautiful up there.
Air.
Yeah, I missed that.
Anyway, I digress.
All right. So we need a plan. talk about the plan we should be setting as we look at 2021. Does that mean like how much cash I want to have set aside, how much debt I want to pay off, how much I want to pay myself? Like what is a really
A
basic
solid plan is to look at your balance sheet, not just your profit and loss, because the profit and loss shows as sales and expenses basically.
Mhm.
But your balance sheet gives you another look at your business. So the balance sheet's going to have your debts, your credit cards, your loans, anything like that. You want to look at your liabilities and your assets as well as your income and expenses. So that's powerful in that it could help you formulate those goals. Like you can say, oh shit, I didn't realize I've got this, I pay the loan payment and everything, but I didn't realize I've got a $10,000 loan or $20,000 loan on my business. I probably want to pay that off. But you can take your profit. I mean, with Profit First, the assessment gives us a clear-cut path. It gives you an allocation to 4 different bank accounts that you'd want to set up to compartmentalize your money like we've been talking about. And it's all, I mean, the assessments that I do are all specific to a person's business. Like your business is going to look different from mine.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that you can't get in the book, but you get an allocation. And based on your goals, you can look at your balance sheet and compare. And if you don't know what those things are, talk to a bookkeeper or somebody in my seat that can explain what your finances really look like. And you can set your goals accordingly. So maybe you want more cash and you don't have a problem paying the minimum balance on that loan. That's fine. That's your choice. That's your goal. And so we formulate your allocation accordingly, and you just start doing the work and allocating your income. And it builds up fast. Like I started doing this only in like October of last year, and I've got a profit build up.
Oh, cool.
I've got tax savings built up, and the taxes that you're saving for, all of this is owner benefiting.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're not saving sales tax if you have a retail business, payroll taxes if you have payroll. Those are operating expenses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the tax savings is for the owner's income tax. So I'm saving in case I have an income tax bill. And if I don't, that money's going to go into my profit account.
Yeah. Okay. That's powerful.
I hope that answers the question. I feel like I get off track a little bit.
No, it's powerful because it tells me that the plan that we set isn't just, I want to have 3 months of expenses in a savings account or pay off.
But
But your planning is based on first, where are you now? Like what's the reality now?
What does it look like now? Mm-hmm. Because if you've got a fleet of vans or trucks and you've got, thank you, Sienna, you've got $100,000 tied up in loans for those. Maybe it doesn't make sense to save for a Grecian vacation right now. Maybe, you put that on the 5-year plan, but you want to get those trucks paid off.
Yeah.
So you pay a little bit more. It doesn't have to be double the payment. Just pay a little bit more, even if you're rounding it up to the next 50 or rounding it up to the next 10 on your payment. Mm-hmm. That makes a big difference in the long run.
It does. Yeah, you're right.
And I can show, I've got amortization schedules and I can play with numbers and say, hey, you've got 5-year loans on all of these, but we could probably pay it off in 4 years or 3.5 years, only if we start paying like $25 extra on your payment. And that's not always the case, but it is powerful.
Those are really powerful things because the debts we have, the interest rates,
they're so stressful.
They oh my gosh.
And they paralyze owners.
Yeah. You can't get out from under.
Over here going, I can't even think because of all this stress. And it doesn't have to be that way.
Okay, so ask questions, anybody, if you got them, because we got Carrie here for another couple minutes. Just to be clear, I don't do affiliates, commissions, none of that stuff. So
I'm not paid by the Profit First people either. I'm an advocate because it works.
It works. Yeah. So what I'm about to say is not motivated by anything money for me. Carrie, you do some live online training stuff. I think you have one coming up this Thursday. Mm-hmm. And I'll drop a link to that later. If you want more information on how this stuff works, Carrie does a phenomenal job at walking you through the process and getting your brain around really tactical, practical things you can do. And she's got a training this Thursday. So Carrie, first of all, thank you for offering that to people who want to jump in there. And, and as somebody who used to be a financial advisor, I know the power of looking into someone else's life and seeing clearly what can be done that they would have never seen. And
Yeah.
as someone who has a financial situation like every human on the planet, I know how blind I am to my own situation
Hmm.
and the obvious things I could do to better my own situation. It's so helpful having someone else throw ideas at it and be like,
Yeah.
oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I've had owners come to me and they are doing their own bookkeeping and they don't think they need me at all. And I'm like, let me just have a look. And it's daunting. It's a daunting task to show that to somebody else. But I'm like, okay, this is going to benefit you better. Accurate bookkeeping in and of itself is tax savings. If you've got everything lumped into expenses and everything else, all your income lumped into income, you are shooting yourself in the foot. You need it. And apparently, I didn't know this. I thought every bookkeeper did this, but not every bookkeeper classifies all the transactions. They just reconcile accounts, they do expenses and income, and they don't really worry about the little pots.
Mm-hmm.
But that in and of itself is tax savings.
Yeah, it is.
So, and just speaking to somebody who is versed in those things can really be an eye opener, because so many of us don't know what those little accounts mean and what is a liability, what is an asset. I thought my business is making money. How come my balance sheet has my balance sheet only values my business at like 20 grand? Well,
Yeah.
because you've got all of these liabilities. So again, I'm waxing poetic, but
It's so beautiful. Okay, let me I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna jump in here and I'm gonna put a link to your Thursday training down here so people can sign up if they want to do
yeah,
that.
it's
What
free.
time is that?
It's at 11 o'clock Mountain Time, so that would be 1 o'clock Eastern.
Okay.
And so, I mean, I could go through the time zones, but I would just get confused. So
Yeah. So what time Mountain Time again?
11 a.m. Mountain Time, and it's
Okay.
only going to be a half an hour thing. It's a
Okay.
high level look at Profit First. It's free. And if
Mhm.
you register, I'm going to be recording it. So I'll send out the recording to everybody who's registered, but it's too confusing just to have people raise their hands and say, hey, I want that. And they don't register and I lose track of it. So
Yeah.
if you're
Okay.
interested, register, even if you don't think you can make it.
Awesome. I just dropped that link down here in the chat. Thank you again for that, for just letting us do that here. I really appreciate that. The questions about finances and it being a crazy year one way or the other is common around here, as everybody can feel right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they just want to reach out and say, hey, can you answer a quick question for me? Can they reach out to you on Facebook?
Absolutely. On Facebook, um, on my website, but probably the easiest for anybody here is on Facebook. Just send me
Yeah.
messages and I'm
Okay.
happy to talk. I love to talk, obviously.
Same.
Yeah.
The best reason to have a Facebook group of your own is so you can talk and talk and talk and talk.
I know.
Then what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna mention your name in the thing here. I'm just go ahead and do that now. Up at the top, I'm just gonna tag you in there. There we go. That way everybody can find you.
Okay.
And make the connection. Yep. Okay, cool. So Carrie, thank you again for doing this back in the end of the year. And
Thank
again,
you for having me. This is
are you
fantastic.
kidding? Yeah. Oh my gosh. So many of us are doing our agency or our coaching or consulting, helping other people move forward, helping other brands move forward, whatever, because we want a better lifestyle. We became an entrepreneur because we want more money. We want time freedom, money freedom, all this kind of stuff. And we get into the middle of it and realize it's hard and it's messy.
Yeah. This is not what I got into business for.
Yeah.
I don't know what all this means. I had somebody reach out to me last week about sales taxes. She's like, I can't navigate the site. I got in and I actually just did it for free for her because I know her and she knows she needs my services. So I'm happy to help in little ways. I've got a pretty broad scope as far as what my company offers, and I love help. I mean, I'm passionate about helping people. So
that shines through loud and clear. Yeah. So Carrie, thank you again for just giving us some guidance and some very practical tips. and for offering this Thursday thing so people can
Absolutely.
actually dive in and nerd out and geek out a little more to get their finances straightened out.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Thank you.
Great.
All right, we'll talk soon. And if we get more questions, we'll keep having you
shoot them
guys
out. I'm happy. Fill up my inbox, y'all.
on. Okay, you got it. Thanks so much. Have a great one.
You too.